Hi, I'm Tom Shue, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ice Light. I was chosen by Westcott to do the real deal photo review of this Ice Light, and I was lucky enough to get a prototype battery pack. You see, these Ice Lights are good for about 2 hours on full power, which sometimes if you're working on a heavy day, it really isn't enough. So what they did is they come up with this pack and it gives you around 5 hours of time. There was one thing I don't like about this external battery pack, and that's this jumper cable. This jumper cable is just a loose cable that's gonna end up gone. So what I've done is I've used a couple hair ties from my kid to secure it so that it doesn't get lost. Because really without it, you don't have external battery. You don't have external battery, you have to wait for it to charge. So that's probably the only thing I don't like about the Ice Light. So let's get started with what this thing can do. To power it on, you just turn on the up or down button and you hold it for 2 seconds and it comes on. And that's a built-in safety feature so that if the button gets bumped, it doesn't just turn on in your bag and run the battery down in transport. To turn it off, you just hit the button one time and it turns off, so that's great. So first of all, you can power this thing up and down so you can get a really bright light on your subject. One of the cool things about this light is how far down it will power. So we'll just look at this light as we power it down. When you power this light down like this, what you'll do is you'll get this beautiful catch light still in their eye, but this is for cameras or people that have lenses that are really fast, like the 85-1.2 or the 50-1.2. When you want to shoot depth of field, you can't really do it with the strobe because it blows out the highlights. With the Ice Light, you can dial down and just really make beautiful pictures with that really low power. So we'll turn this power back up, and I'm going to show you some patterns of light that you can use to make portraits with. So we'll hang this right over our beautiful model here that we have, that she's patient with me today, and we'll bring this light forward, and we're looking for this shadow to develop right underneath the nose and above the lip. See that little triangle? That's known as butterfly or paramount lighting, okay? So if we bring this light just strictly over, just right over to the side, you'll see how that shadow falls off that nose. We don't want the shadow to be in the, or the light to be in the eye. We want it to be below the eye and up a little bit where this pattern, this loop lighting pattern goes down to the side of the lip, and then you get Rembrandt lighting with that triangle, okay? So the next one would be split lighting. If you just bring it back from the back, you come straight to the side like this, you'll notice that you don't want to get light on the far side of the face, but you have a split in the face, okay? So now if you just turn your face this way a little bit, and I bring this light up and forward, now we have what's called broad lighting. The broadest portion of our face is lit, and you come back straight to me, and now we have short lighting. But it's not just short lighting, it's short Rembrandt, or we can have short loop lighting. If you see this pattern on the side of her face, this nose pattern, instead of dropping it down to the side of the mouth, we can just put that nose pattern right on the side of the face right there, and that's the loop that people call. So this is a really convenient tool. Now there's some things about this thing that you can use it for. For example, it's got gel clips. However, I think rubber bands work best because there's these little slots at the top and bottom. If you cut a strip of gel, put a rubber band around it, you won't have to worry about losing these little clips, and the rubber bands can just stay right on the light and they don't block any of the light. These things are a little bit wide. I know every bit of light counts sometimes. So that's great for gels. So say if you're shooting at a reception and you have fluorescent lighting, you're not gonna overpower the ambient light. You're gonna have to match your Ice Light to the ambient lighting. So since your fluorescent lights have a green tint to them, if you put a fluorescent correction gel on the Ice Light, you can white balance for both white light sources and you have a perfect white balance. So the gel clips are nice. It has a spigot at the top and bottom, a 1/4 thread that threads in its metal, and you can put this thing on a stand. The great thing about being able to put it on a stand is you don't have to have an assistant hold it. So let's take a peek at this. If we bring this over and we just let it hang here, I'm gonna show you, a lot of people say you need 2 Ice Lights. Well, that'd be pretty nice to own 2 Ice Lights. At $500 a piece, that's probably my second complaint, is they're kind of expensive. But for what they do, they're cheaper than a speed light. You know, like a Canon 600 EX2 is 629 bucks. This is about 500. And this does a lot more than that will do. So say we have this side of the face lit really nice, but we want to add some fill to it. I've got a secret weapon. Here's our second Ice Light, but it's not really an Ice Light. It's a little thing that I built myself. And we'll see here, if I put this light on her face, I can take it off or I can put it on. So let's turn this around a little bit and I can control it. And what this is, it's a little mirror. It's an acrylic mirror on a panel. Let me turn around so you can see it. And I use that to put in that nice light pattern. So I want to thank you all for taking time to visit today. I appreciate the opportunity from Westcott to review this Ice Light. If you ever get a chance to play with one, you really should. So until next time, we'll see you soon.